Yo.
What's going on? Let you do your thing like
No,
you
no, no.
do.
We
Freestyle.
both just be in that chatting. We
Freestyle.
both just.
We live. You know that, right?
Okay, cool. Kingdom hit me up on the message saying he got some new information.
All right, let's do
Um,
it. Do what you do.
waiting for y'all
We
to come
live.
on here. Yo, we alive. We
Okay, I
live.
know that.
It's we early.
7 minutes. It's out yet. Happy day, great
We're gonna wait for y'all
people.
to come in, man.
Where y'all at? Well, I do
That's
my
what streamers do.
internet.
They wait for their people to come in first.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't.
We're streamers.
So when they start doing
We're streamers, y'all.
that. Happy
Come on.
day. What's going on, great people?
We're streamers.
Why you
Come on
guys
in to the
talking?
streamers.
Let us know where y'all watching from. We're missing you guys. Happy day. We're going to be hopping on here every other week now, consistently back on it. Even if ain't nothing to talk about.
When last time somebody had boiled hot dogs in there?
What's going
Oh,
on? Hey,
good.
Travell. Did I say your name right? What's good? John McJunkins. Where you been?
Bitch,
I ain't
yes.
seen you in my comment section on Georgia Net. You ditched me. What's going on, Joy? Happy to see you.
What's going on, Oakland athlete from the
Hey,
Philippines?
Alex.
Alex.
What's good?
Texas.
Oakland Athletics,
Okay, Texas.
Philippines. How you doing? How you doing?
What's going on, y'all? Hey,
What's
come
the
on.
temperature down there in Texas, Alex? We
Man,
finally
it's probably so comfortable weather. From
Please.
Trey from Georgia. What part of Georgia? That's us.
Okay.
That's where we from.
You know, that's our home state.
What part of Georgia? Yeah, Texas probably nice and cozy right now. It's probably nice
Cozy. It's probably
nice and
hot.
comfortable, cool.
Yeah, right.
It's probably
You know
hot.
he being funny.
Somebody who hit the down button.
Exactly. So they know where it's not comfortable and cozy in Texas. It's gotta be. It's gotta be hot.
Yeah, it's probably super hot in Texas.
80s and 90s.
You see, I told you.
That's not too bad. I was thinking it was.
But Texas got that dry, humid. It's like Georgia. It's just humid. It be hot. Come on in here, y'all. I'm waiting for y'all to come in. Come on in here. Yeah, y'all know we right here in California. It's about what the weather say today? It was, you know what? When we went out today, we went out and we normally play badminton like early in the morning.
Gwinnett. Okay.
Oh, you Gwinnett County? Okay, north side. Let me see. What's it? It was 90. It's 97 degrees today. Right now, it's like 80 right now. But out here in Cali, it just get dry. I mean, it just beaming heat, but no humidity. I've commented on all your channels. Well, I appreciate that. Keep the algorithm going, my brother. I appreciate that. Come on in here, y'all. Come on. Y'all know we're in Southern California right now. The time, West Coast time is 7:40. If y'all don't know by now, most everybody on here knows us already. We are from Atlanta, Georgia. We've been living in California for about going on 10 years. Next year will be 10 years in California. Big difference from the South to the West Coast. Big difference. The big difference, especially 10 years ago. 10 years ago was a big difference out here than it is now.
Things have changed tremendously. I was trying to say tremendously and drastically at the same time, but
drastically.
Yeah, drastically.
Drastically.
And tremendously.
But one good thing about the change is I ain't dealing with all that fatigue. The black fatigue ain't as I don't have to deal with the headache like I do if I was back home. No, I ain't. Travell, you got to deal with it though. You got to deal with it. I don't know. It depends on where you are in Gwinnett. Like you go out there past Beaver Ruin and stuff like that. You know, you ain't dealing with the black. You ain't got to deal with the black fatigue stuff.
Or do you? Are they traveling out there?
I don't know. Gwinnett was getting real N-wordish before I left back.
Alex said most people live in Cali. Yeah, it's a lot of folks.
Yes, a lot of people leave Cali. I've noticed that the thing now is people are leaving Cali and going like to Florida.
I miss you too.
It used to be Atlanta.
I see you in my comment sections on my channel, but yeah, I miss you too. Hope you're doing well. Thanks so much.
B Doom 50 said, when you moving back to the South and why did y'all live in Cali? So first, yeah, not no. I mean, if we went anywhere, it'd be to have a second property somewhere in Florida. But we from Georgia. But we left California because initially Georgia. What I'm talking about. We left Georgia because Georgia was initially coming out for a PhD program. And I always wanted to live out here. So as soon as we had looked at multiple schools on the South, and her brother lived out here, and so she was like, "What about California? Look at PhD." And I said, I dropped everything I was doing. I was like, "Okay, let's make that one happen."
Yeah.
And so maybe about a year, the next year, we had it all worked out. God lined it up, and we were gone. No job, no what. We had $5,000 in faith coming out here.
That's right. And the dream. Hold on, let me go back up here. I see. Trevelle says he's in Covington now.
Covington.
That's
Covington.
Covington.
Well,
that's on Buford Highway, right? That's Covington.
Yeah. If you go
Lennox area, Lennox Mall, you keep
black. They got black up there. I remember when Covington was like, Northside has always been the most mixed, diverse population of Atlanta. Northside, North Atlanta, Buford Highway on up. It has always been like, if you want to go to all the countries, in the different states, it was Buford Highway up, because it was mixed. But you go back to Atlanta, down, black.
Folks keep coming to Texas.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
But you know what?
On several videos, people are talking about that. Even the Uber driver one day.
Yeah, there are a lot of people shooting down to Texas for real.
Uber driver was from Texas, and he said the exact same thing.
I wonder what's the main part of Texas going to, because I heard like Katy, Texas, like they said, like I was listening to a couple of people saying like how Katy was just small, now it's just massive, filled up with people that have moved out there to like Katy, Texas, and like Houston and stuff like that. But people go down there and think it's gonna be just cheap. It ain't gonna be cheap. It ain't cheap no more. But back when they had the black exodus, or whatever they called it, the exodus from California, it was a lot cheaper going out to Texas and Georgia and all this stuff, and that jump blew up.
The old Buttermilk Bottom. Where is that, John?
John said, I've been down in Georgia for, actually I spent a few months over at the old Buttermilk Bottom.
Where is that?
John, why someone's got food related in there?
Right, I believe it. He said the police don't play down here in Covington.
Yeah, I do know they run their own little thing differently in Covington, especially when you just keep going further up. Like you keep going further north, like keep going up to like Dahlonega and stuff going up there. Please. That foolishness of the city, they ain't with it. Californians love Austin and Houston. It's the worst. So that means when we come to visit Texas, send me to San Antonio.
He said, what part of Florida are you interested in? Remember, in Florida, the further north you are, the more southern it is.
I thought that was the further south. I thought the further south it was. So look, so check this out. Crikey. So when I was back in Georgia, when I left high school, I went to South Georgia, and then when I left to go to, they said your mic out. Can you not? Did Joy sound funny?
Mic check 1 2 1 2.
Did Joy sound low?
I see my light over there.
So I see the light too, but I'll reset it if somebody else say that.
Thanks, Ron.
So we went to my mom. When I left and graduated, she went to Jacksonville. And I used to love Jacksonville. Jacksonville was like laid back. So for me, it's been like Tallahassee, Jacksonville, maybe some Orlando. No. He's talking about the more south, because the more south you get, it's more, I guess it's getting more populated because everybody will run down in Miami and stuff like that.
Alex said her mic is off. My mic is off.
Off. Hey, everybody else on chat, can you hear Joy crystal clear like you hear me, or she sound like
low?
His mic doesn't work. Okay, hold on a second. Let me see. Hold on, y'all. Let me check real quick.
I've been talking all this time.
Let me see, y'all. 1 second.
Why didn't we test this before we got on here? Put your earphones on and see if you hear me. That's
let me put my earphones on and see if I hear you.
That's how we do that.
Let me see.
It says she's low.
No, you sound straight. You tell me.
Well, when I'm saying somebody's name and he's talking, I'm intentionally being low. So.
Oh, she said she's quiet. She's very soft. Talk up. Speak up. Let me see.
Mic check 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8.
Her mic ain't working.
1 2. Let me see. Let me hear.
I just heard you. You sound straight.
Let's see. It says she's very soft.
Hold on, y'all. Let's see what's going on.
Hello. No, I sound good.
Yeah, you sound straight.
I hear myself very loud and clear.
No, she's not. They can't hear you.
Well, I can hear myself. That's so weird.
Wait, that don't make sense. Hold on, y'all. Hold on a second.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hold on.
1, 1, 1.
So,
Still soft.
I mean, you moving. You still activated.
Still soft. I don't know.
Hold on,
I got a thumbs up now. Okay, is that better? Thumbs up. I got a thumbs up.
No, say no, still soft.
That was a minute ago. I'm talking about now.
Yeah, we
47.
not over the internet.
What you mean not over the internet?
I don't know.
Check. 1, 2, 3, 4.
We still trying to make sure right before we keep going. Take your time, lovers. Do it still? Hey, it still sound soft? It still sound low?
Hello?
My voice gonna be way higher than hers, just FYI.
Okay, no. What's up, y'all? What's up, Rob? How you doing? Can you hear me loud and clear? They've been saying my mic is not working. Mic check 1, 2. Okay, I got another thumbs up. Let me know if you can hear me, Rob. Thumbs up. Anything.
Okay, let me give it. What was my story? Well, let me leave out. So
it's her mic volume, not connected to the PC. It said.
Now we're on a Mac, and I got it turned up to the tippy top.
Try lowering your mic. Auto said. Later.
If I lower mine, ain't gonna. Okay.
All right, I'll talk as loud as I can. It says you may have a good signal monitoring, but it's not sending out. I don't know. I mean, we can hear ourselves in the. And Rob said, "Nope, thumbs down."
Oh my God, what is that? Hold on, I'm gonna just turn off and switch some stuff real quick. Hold on, y'all. Let me see. Hold on, and I'm gonna turn. Hold on, y'all. Y'all, is that better?
What about now?
Is that better?
We don't see the chat.
Oh, is that better? Is that better, y'all?
1, 2, 1, 2. Reboot time. We were trying not to have to do that. Reboot. Okay. I don't know. I mean, my stuff is. I'm locked and loaded over here.
Hold on, I'm gonna kill this thing on the back. Hold on. I'm gonna kill.
Oh, now they sound perfect.
Okay, cool.
We good?
Woohoo!
Thank y'all for being patient.
Cool. We appreciate that. I appreciate that.
So
Hey, let me
try to tell y'all where he grew up in kinfolks is in
No.
Florida. I feel like Keys or
Oh yeah, I want Florida Keys. Oh my
Springs.
God! Have you been to any of those? Have you been to Keys or Palm Springs?
Where was
We've been South Florida a couple times, but I want to go to Keys.
That was
Miami. That was Florida. That's South Florida.
I know, but what was it? Fort Lauderdale?
Yeah, Fort Lauderdale's right next to Miami.
But the particular
I've been to jail before. Where'd that come from? So yeah. So I'm saying like it's a couple factors come in place before we eventually will leave California. We are going to do that.
Keep going.
Are you serious?
She's gone again. It's in and out. Make sure my thing is plugged all the way.
No, it's tight because I can see everything moving. All right, I don't want to kill the chat. Yeah, that's whack.
Says she's quiet again after Brian changed the last thing on the back. I don't know. See, look down at the bottom down there.
Ain't no bottom, baby. It's on the end to end. You got one end that go into the other end. Okay. Yeah,
West Palm Beach. Where is that? I mean,
South Florida. No, South Florida. Yeah, it's like South Florida. Wherever you did, Brian.
Whatever you did.
You can hear? I know this probably gonna get older y'all in a second.
Whatever you messed with did it. It's a wire.
Yeah, it's got to be the wire. Yeah, that's annoying. So don't move it. Yeah,
right.
just
Don't touch it. Okay.
The last thing you did when you said, "Let me fix this thing on the back."
Right. Thanks, Arad. Okay, well, let's get into this.
Let's go. Okay.
No, the
I,
mic
I,
can
I,
move.
I think
but
something's going on wonky with the cable. And we had this before, and I had to switch out the cable, so I don't know what's up with that. So I got to switch it up. What you doing? You about to light? I thought you were about to light that paper on fire. All right, so let's get into it, man.
I'll let you start, and then I'll just come in with my little points.
You know, this black fatigue topic has been such like and we've been trying to stay with things that really affect us and that we really be talking about on the regular. Things like this black fatigue topic, which it didn't have a title to it at the first one. As long as black folks been talking about that, it was never titled black fatigue because we just looked at it like we don't like dealing with certain folks. Mm-hmm. But now I think awareness is starting to be brought out. And I think that people now are associating with how they're feeling about the same thing. People that don't want to live around certain people and deal with let me hear joy through Brian. So it's back out again. That cord might be bad.
Yeah.
Y'all, it'll probably go in and out. Y'all just have to hear her through mine. I think that cord is going out.
Your thing, well, you can extend yours. I'll still have mine over, but yeah, you can. Oh, can you?
Yeah, I have to. Yeah, I have to unscrew it. It has to be unscrewed, so we just do it like this. Y'all in Georgia? No, we from Georgia. Truth telling.
To loosen it, you mean?
No, we from Georgia. We live in California. We from Georgia. My folks from South Georgia actually, so it's a little further south than Macon, like middle Georgia.
I didn't know. Yeah, I saw the NBA YoungBoy is going to be going on tour in September. That's what I read earlier today. So interesting. Yeah.
You said YoungBoy come to Texas. Oh, okay. So I've noticed 1,000 new channels talking about it all at once. What you talking about the black fatigue thing? Yeah. I mean, because it's become a topic. At first, nobody knew what to categorize it at, and then Twitter. I think Twitter really brought all that out. I think Twitter kind of forced X kind of brought out all that conversation out about the black fatigue thing. But people have gotten tired, and people that are of quality no longer accept that N-wordism as culture. It's not culture. It's not. We can't keep clumping what them people do amongst what people that really that's living for a purpose and that's doing, that's living on the upper part of life. You can't keep putting us in the same box with these people because they're not the same people. And that's what makes people of other cultures look at black people all the same, because you see this N-word over here, and then you just try to associate this person with this quality person when they are from two different planets, or they could be from the same environment, but this person has a totally different mindset than what this person is over here doing.
And I think, too, it's just people are fed up. I feel like people are just fed up. It's
traitors laughing like, come on, California's going to fall into the ocean.
I don't say that, truth seller. And we know where Reading is too. I think somebody mentioned and asked about Reading.
It's just up the road. But keep going.
But I think it's coming to a head where I feel like a lot of people, but even especially black people, are just tired of seeing other black people act like act stupid. That's what it is. I mean, act like. I feel like, and I said it in one of my own videos, this is a new breed, a new species of black people. I don't know where these people have come from, because it seems like Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Y'all remember that movie?
Yeah.
It's like, that's what I feel like it is. It's just insane. It's embarrassing, and it is low. And I don't understand the mindset behind it.
Somebody said that, I think Darth Doodle, but that name, that's funny. It almost seems like they're pushing out to divide us more. So I was thinking, it's been times where I was thinking that, but also I look at it like awareness is made. It's like, so I'm going to say.
Who's pushing it out? Ain't nobody making them act the way they do?
They're saying like X and stuff like that might be pushing out more on black people.
No, I think black people are just tired of seeing other black people act like that.
This is generations.
They're voicing it. Because if you think about how black people were right after slavery, they were on the come up. And they want to always talk about slavery is the reason while they're doing things. But no, you can't use that no more. That's played. That's played. It's no excuse and no reason for that tomfoolery behavior. And it's just unexcusable. I can't stand it. It makes no sense. It does not represent Black people as a whole. But my question is, where did it come from? When did that get to be the norm, where it get to be, valued in our culture? I don't understand. It has no value.
Olivia James said it's so embarrassing because people think it's all of us that act like that, and that's true.
Exactly.
And that's what's the hurt. That's the part that can be annoying as hell. It's because you paint a picture to people in their minds that when they see this person that's up quality, that this is the same person. No, this person don't even respect this that this person is over here doing. And it's not the same. And none of us, not all of us support BLM, and all of us support the wicked things they do in politics. Some people we have real brains, and some people out here have no brains, and they want us to be clumped together, and I'm supposed to deal with that. I ain't dealing with that. First of all, I don't even like, man, I'm from Atlanta. I'm from the south side of Atlanta, at that. And so but I didn't want to live around. I kept moving away. I'm not the person that's going to go in my community. I'm about to change all this.
Right. Yeah,
no, it's time that I got to move.
My mindset has completely changed when I started working with kids back in 2000 compared to this is 2025. I used to, I'm going to save the whales. I'm going to save all the kids. Heck to the no. I only want to save those who want to be saved. And why is that? Because they're gonna take initiative. You can support them because they're gonna help you help them. Trying to force somebody to want to do right or force someone to see the value of life and living and being free and not being in jail. Child, please. No. If that's what you want to do, by all means.
And I believe hood culture. I think B Doom said, I'm white, retired from big inner city fire department. And it's like the hood doesn't care. Like we don't do right. And we treat everyone the same. It's hard. Entitlement is what I think. We can't do right. And it's hard. It's entitlement. Yeah. But the problem I have more than anything is the people that act low, they look like we on the same boat. We are not on the same boat, Negro. No. We are not the boat. I ain't doing nothing you doing. I don't want to be nowhere. I don't even want to be around folks. Man, folks, Black folks don't like N-words, man. They don't want to be around them because then it's not going to be positive.
No.
You can't go do nothing fun with them. I got to get judged because this Negro. No. So
you want to try to, you want to talk, but it's like when you are trying to get someone to see your point of view when they're
go ahead.
When their perspective, and I realized this many years ago, if you're trying to explain something to someone and it's a spiritual thing, it really is. When they are not there spiritually, it's night and day. You will never get them to see your point of view because spiritually you're unequally yoked because they're not there where you are spiritually. So whatever that thing is innately is hindering them to be able to receive the information, process it, and then respond accordingly to give you a response so you all can have proper communication. We don't even have to agree. But when you and this person, you were thinking A and this person is thinking Z and you're trying to bring them up to think A,
it's simple.
Forget it. I don't even waste my time.
No.
I mean, when I'm talking to a person, I can quickly see how fast where they are. And I have either changed the subject, I can't do it. I don't or remove myself from the situation.
Somebody mentioned reparations and I start hearing, when I heard this other guy on TikTok said this, and I completely get with it. He said, Black people should ask for reparations from Africa. We shouldn't be asking reparations from America. We should be getting reparations from the people that sold us, not the people that purchased us. The people that sold us, not the people that purchased us. Black people that time ago, or the people that were ancestors slaves. Not all Blacks were ancestors of it, but that should be billed to Africa. And I thought that was deep.
Right. Yeah.
Keep going.
We had a big discussion about the reparations.
Oh yeah. I don't want to get Joy going.
Hold on. Truth Seller had a good comment. Somebody else. Okay. Truth Seller. Rap music was set up by a system to encourage bad behavior. Yep. And
I agree.
Exactly.
I agree.
Exactly.
I agree. I agree. I agree.
Exactly.
And people, you know how it's always said, almost the same concept like video games.
Hmm.
Oh, it don't have no effect. That is a lie. That is
Yeah.
a whole. God made these things called these frequency kind of things, not no new agey stuff, but really you can pick this stuff up, and when your mind is not in a mature state, you can accept this stuff. Because when I was younger, it was these certain artists that were out then that would affect you. You feel a certain vibe, you feel a certain way, you feel
Right.
it's a whole spiritual thing at that moment. You feel emotional. If they talking on some murder stuff, it kind of resonate in your
Hmm.
mind. You know what I'm saying? Even though I was never into smoking and all that stuff like that, it made you want to.
Hmm.
It made you want to get with the women. It was, yes, it does. It all plays a part. Just like video games today. Don't let nobody say when you playing a game, a child playing a game 8 hours, 2 hours, 3 hours, and it's killing. It does have some effect. That don't necessarily mean this child's going to go out and do anything, but it seems like when a child, there have been incidents, those childs played video games. Them children played video games, and they
that's
played
the
dangerous
thing.
video games.
That is what I tell, the young
Excuse me.
people all the time, then and now, is that the video games, what you see on TV, you can't do it in real life, in real time. You can't pass go, and you can't, once your life is gone in the video game, you get back up and you start over and you got a new life. But that ain't how it happens in the real world. So all the things you see them doing and what's so fun and all exciting and rejuvenating or accelerating on the video game, or what you hear in this music, you get out here and do it in real time, you're not gonna get the same results. And then you look at all these artists and these rappers who've gone to jail, who are in jail for life, murder charges. How many rappers have died before the age of 25, whether it's drug overdoses, heart attacks due to drugs, poor eating, bad habits, no sleep, alcohol, and then murder. Those are the three things that these artists, rappers primarily, have died from. And it's not just black, it's young, it's of different races. But the mere fact of the matter is the music, and I'm glad he said that, because that is where I feel like it started. And even during my time, it wasn't as bad. I mean, we had 2 Live Crew, but it started out with the MC Lights, KRS-One.
That's when it was termed hip hop.
Tribe Called Quest. Miss Melody, JJ Fair. All of these people. That's who I grew up to. But it wasn't that. But you still had your. I think the hardest rap back then was who?
Like NWA or something like
Well,
that?
yeah, that was later. I was like a teenager by then.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe, I was in my teens or 20s. But when I was a teen, who was I listening to? Was NWA out? Yeah, they were out, because I was in high school.
That was what, 90?
Yeah, 91? I was in high school. So nevertheless,
but that's still different. You still in that era. It was talking about fighting the man.
Exactly.
And then, but the NWA era switched the culture on the music. It started being more about them drugs, fighting with the police, jail, fighting, gang culture. That NWA really kind of made that shift.
But then, when did it get from that to where it is right now? And I feel like that, in video games, entertainment, all of that has played a real part into why these young people, don't really care or think that it's okay to end a life. Like, the more I see things come up in my timeline, I'm like, I gotta start following me some new people, because why is all this murder, death, kill coming up in my timeline? And I know it's because I look at news and I look at things regarding youth, but it's a sad situation, and it's like nonstop. You got to go back.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Dart. Not everybody, even though you play GTA, GTA got some violent stuff on now. No matter what GTA, but it don't make everybody want to do something. But what I'm saying is, it don't help. Like, you got folks now on streams and stuff are taking this stuff. They're taking this stuff, and now they want to act in real life, because now you can make an audience to see. You can have an audience to look at what you're doing. So now you have more of an incentive to do something crazy, and then you got the games. You might be smoking weed. You might be playing certain music that give you that kind of vibe. And then, so I think things are a little bit heightened because there's a lot more opportunity than there was a while ago. And I think the I think the music has went 10 times as violent. Plus, when they start bringing in drill rap, all the stuff, like some rap sound, some sound good. Some of it's just like pure garbage, and it's the same repetitive old stuff.
And Honor and Intimate said, the Spirit of Truth, whom the world cannot receive because it does not see him or know him. You know him because he abides with you and will be in you. Exactly. And that's pretty much what it is. And it's sad. And I think, just to bring it back around, the Black fatigue full culture, and I think it's a seed that's planted.
Yeah.
Now, those people in the Walmart, the whole mindset of being owed something, and I think that's the general overall umbrella. Is you feel like somebody owes them something, so it's okay to act this way.
The store feel like that?
No, the people, the low vibration, the tomfoolery in Walmart we see.
Oh, when folks be in there fighting.
Yes, and I know, and I know other cultures be in there cutting up too, because I've seen some other videos. But nevertheless, to me,
it depends on where you live.
Where exactly?
It depends on where you live.
In my comment section, saying that really, and I get it, but nevertheless, across the board, it is because the entitlement of, I'm owed this because of how my ancestors were treated, and nobody can tell me nothing. I mean, they don't listen to the law, and not just young people. It's people that don't listen to the police, and I was looking at a video, and I'm like, the things that the police have to go through, it's insane. We don't even see a fraction of the stuff that they have to go through. I kind of feel sorry for them.
Talking about like in big inner cities?
Yeah, just in general, when they get calls to have to go out to people's houses, and you have to deal with all ethnic groups, and they go and they have to deal with just stuff, and then locations and places. It's crazy.
Look, where we live now, I bet the call come in. 911 operator. Oh, I fell out the bed. Please.
Crime is low.
All right, yeah, the crime is lower out this way where we are. But when we lived in LA, man, it was insane.
If you had an accident, don't even call the police, because it was they wanted you to handle it with the person who you had the accident, unless it was a fatality or somebody got really, really hurt. But it was rare. I wonder how it is now.
Red from Connecticut said, poor people do ratchet things no matter what the color is.
You're right.
Yes, but some poor people do the most, and then they'll do stuff to other people because of their poorness and poor mindset. They are warriors. I don't know about that, Red. So the people that I've known that been more, let's say,
they think they're warriors.
Let me tell you, white
like nuts.
White rural people stick to themselves. Black hood people will bother your ass.
I mean, they bother everybody. No, they bother.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. It's still, I'm not just saying just because of color, but I'm just saying this is just what it is. I've been around both. The people that are more redneckish, they ain't studying. They want to be in their own vibe and their own environment. But black people, I don't know. What about when we got a lower level? We want to be a little bit more scary to people.
So yeah, I mean, my thing is, where did that come from? That's all I want to know. Like, what, where?
Entitlement. Entitlement. Fear me.
That might be a video to do.
Fear me.
A documentary.
That is a documentary. Mm-hmm. How we make that? Who gonna get it? I mean, that is a documentary.
To trace back, and
that is the parents' fault. The parents have a lot to do that, because you keep keeping a culture going because of the parents. You do. Because because it's not the majority when you have great parents. And then your son just a juvenile. That happens, but that's not the norm. But it's usually just a mother in the household and the son, and brothers and families. Usually the man ain't in the household when your child just bad.
And two,
or he owns something else. It's usually not a 2-parent household.
But the parent, even when it comes to parents, it's now parents discipline their kids. I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt. Many parents. There are many great parents out there. There are many great parents. And I feel like, well, I know it to be true. It's fact. It's out there. That when parents are disciplining their kids, the kids are coming back and retaliating against the parents for even small things. Taking the phone away. And it's like trying to kill the parent and the whole family. It's been several instances now. Well, if a parent is trying to discipline their kid, the kid retaliates. And it's like, when did this become a thing? And now it's being done on social media to be known for as this. So even when you have those good parents, and that's why I feel like, okay, it's still tied back to spirituality, and these kids can come from good homes, homes of wealthy people, and they're disciplining the kid, they're taking the kid away. The kid didn't do good in school or something, cheated or whatever, and smoked weed, and then they retaliate against the parent.
So look at Olivia said, I think another big issue. Hold on, I think. Hold on, let me go back up. I think another big issue in the inner city is they have horrible schools. But even if they had good schools, a lot of the parents is so checked out that they are sending hoodlums to school and they disrupt. Yeah, you know what it is? Because you can have a really good setup for a kid that's really has issues in the home, and you're still going to bring a problem because he's got these home issues, which the home issues are way more important than what's going on in the school.
Yeah.
When your home life is good, you're gonna have a good school life. But if your mama having issues, your daddy ain't around, it don't transpire into unless that child just really wants to go and learn. But the majority of the ones that you see that drop out, them come from bad home environments. The situation ain't right.
However, it is still the will of the person. This ain't working. Why don't you lift this? Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Boy, if I'm a camera, boy, we got an elbow to the ribs over there.
Okay, but no, it's the innate will of the person. Yes, it starts at the home, but actually it is still the individual. These kids can come from A1 homes and living with A1 schools, but if the kid chooses to be a menace, then they're going to make that choice. The value of life has to come, and wanting to be a productive citizen in society has to come from the person, the kid. And I really feel like that's the overall big picture. The individual kids, small kid, even, young kids as old as 6 and 7 understand. Even the 3 and 4 and 5-year-olds, that's still early. But 6 and 7, they start seeing things in the world, in life, and start getting ideas as to, okay, I want to be this or I want to be that. And let's say they come from, a Halian home. It's in a horrible situation, but they still can thrive and say, amongst all of this, I'm still going to be that. Because one day I'm not going to be here. And it may be hard. It may be because it's happened. But I feel like overall, it has to be the innate will and the desire of the person, the kid, the youth, the individual, a grown up, to say, I want to be something productive in life regardless of my situation. Because nobody owe you nothing regardless of where you came from.
LCS said he think it's because of when the parents start spanking the kids ain't mind them because they're not being spanked. But I feel like, yes, but I feel like having a 2-parent household, when you get spanked by your daddy versus your mama, that's a whole different thing.
Yeah, I agree.
Your daddy put that fear in your heart. Man, you ain't scared of your mom. Yeah, your mom might hit you with something hard and be aggressive, but it ain't nothing like the power of a man hitting you. It ain't the same. That's a whole different humbling when you get hit by your dad. You got to have to balance. A man needs his daddy in the home. A woman needs her daddy in the home, which is a tough thing because a lot of situations happen why that sometimes don't work out between the parents, but that affects the kids regardless or not. Whether the parents ain't working or not, it affects the children in some kind of way. There's no way it's not going to affect the kids, because that's what it was for me when I was so my mom, she never married my dad. She was with my dad, and they just probably, I think before I was born, he was gone. And even though, man, we chat now, but my stepdaddy raised me he was in my life for he still is in my life, but him and my mom were married for 10 years. But I wasn't the kid that just wanted destruction. It was the spirit of me, though. Mm-hmm. And then I grew up in a good situation. My mom, I never wanted for anything. We always lived nice. But I didn't have that spirit in you, too. Sometimes a child will have that spirit in them, too, where they got that destructive spirit. I don't know what that comes from. And it ain't even just the music. It's just the kid. Because I knew something like that, too, though.
Yeah.
Because I think about it. I did have a couple from my neighborhood that came up from great situations, and 2 of them in prison right now, and I can't understand why.
Still, something was absent in the home. There was one little piece to the puzzle. That was one little piece to the puzzle that was absent. But I want to comment on Saran's comment. He said, children wanting to learn isn't enough. In Asia, parents are up in their kids' business 24/7. You don't study hard, you don't eat. It's discipline and family closeness. I believe that, and
Somebody
I feel
come in and hit you with a flip flop.
it's it's not for me. I'm not saying the kids wanting to learn. I'm saying it's the kids' innate will to want to be something in life, regardless
for sure.
of the situation. Because I have worked with kids on both ends of the spectrum. I work with kids from wealthy families, and I work with kids who are, roach infested houses. I'm sitting on my bags, making sure ain't nothing crawling in my bags, just because the heart of the kid needed me, and I really wanted to help and serve this kid. And I knew he was depending and counting on me to come this day at this time, regardless.
Yeah.
So I know, but it was his will.
Yeah.
It was his will. He was in a group of seven. It was 7 of them steppers, and the mom was a young mom, and it was his will to want to be great or to improve against the odds. So, but it was still that piece that was missing. Same thing. So I feel like overall, it's the will of the person.
So, Suran, I think I pronounced your name right.
That's
My mama used to
Suran.
be in my business.
Yes.
I didn't have the kind of mama. Even when my stepdad had gone, my mama would rummage through my stuff all the time. I ain't never forget the time. My mom found I had some gold. I used to try to wear my little gold grills and stuff like that, cause y'all, like I said, man, I'm from Atlanta, South Side, early 2000s. That was it came real big. So I tried to, man, my mama found my grill and did this in front of me into the trash. Well, my mom found my Black and Miles one time, man. I tried to smoke some Black and Miles, and she couldn't distinguish that between weed at the time. She was like, "You in here smoking reefers?"
I know.
Reefers.
I think this is right. And Nunez said, "Children are a product of their environment."
Babe, just leave the damn mic in that position.
Okay.
Duck your head over.
Yes, sir. Okay. And Anastasia said, "All my mom had to say was wait till your dad came home."
That was fearful.
My dad.
Wait for your dad to come home is the scariest thing here in the world.
Green-eyed lady. My dad used to snap his belt.
Woo, my stepdad used to have
That's
one.
Scary.
My dad worked for the post office, and he always had this leather belt. That belt was this thick. Mm-mm. That belt was thick like this. And so when it hit you, it knocked your soul out you like Doctor Strange.
Well, my mama didn't wait till nobody came home. Child, please. And I wasn't the kid to do things to get in trouble, but my mouth was worse.
Still
my mouth is better.
It's way better.
My mouth was
when you were
my
cussing?
Problem.
Ooh.
I wasn't cussing at home with my parents. No, heck to the no. I'm talking about when I'm in my 20s when I was, using
I can imagine her mouth before I met her.
No, let me tell my story.
Y'all come through the camera and save me.
Let me tell my
please.
story. But anyway, my mom would it just happened so fast.
Shout out Chris. What's going on, Chris?
I would say something, and now all I knew was a backhand. It was across my lip so fast. I went to school several times with a busted lip, and you think, and what the teacher gonna say something? Absolutely not.
Man,
they already knew. Please. Several times my mama sent me to school with, of course it wasn't crazy, but on the inside, my little lip had been wide because my mama was that way. But we didn't even think to retaliate against our parents like these kids do now. And that is, to me, the problem. But anyway.
No, keep going. This is what the topic about.
I know,
the childhood is what determines the black fatigue stuff. The conversation. So. Because it's more of the young people that that's the problem than the older people that have grown up.
Yeah.
Because after you get to a certain age, you're gonna calm down. Your heart beat a little slower. You move a little slower. You're not gonna be doing like you're gonna do when you're young. It's the younger it's the younger folks now. It's the younger people. It's the young generation. And I don't know what's breeding.
That wooden cooking spoon. When I was small, I used to get popped with that wooden cooking spoon.
On the hands?
Yeah. Not never in my face or anything, but yeah, on the hands. But when I started middle school and high school, the hand came swinging. My dad never whooped me. One time he did give me the smack down when I was a teenager because it was my mouth. I didn't realize that my mouth was a gift to be used a certain way, and that taught back to my parents.
Yeah, I don't know how you survived.
Stop it, because
it wouldn't have worked.
I knew what the limit was. I knew what the limit was.
You got a tough tone, tough mouth. It wouldn't have worked if you were in my household with that.
With your dad.
Yeah.
But then my parents knew how to get to me.
Yeah.
I was spoiled, so they started taking things from me, and that worked. Like taking them off my dad. Oh, I'm gonna cut your phone line off. Oh, you don't own nothing in this house. I'll take your door off the hinges. What, you gonna take my door off the hinges? What? You don't own nothing. This is my house. You know, I mean, hey.
Hey, y'all remember you take somebody's phone, you take somebody's phone, you used to have to wrap the cord around.
Yes.
And take around.
But no, I had my own phone line. Not the
then.
phone. I had my own line in the house. My mom and dad had their line, and then I had my line.
Yeah.
And then when I got in trouble, talk back, whatever. Oh, okay. I'm gonna cut your phone line off. No.
Not me.
That's what my parents did. They would take my things.
My dad was like, you just don't learn. You just keep repeating the same thing, don't you?
Yeah, you didn't.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't a kid. I wouldn't get it.
And that's how you know when it comes to kids, whoopings don't always work. Because he was a kid, you could whoop 100 times and he still would keep doing the same old thing. So that's how you know you have to resort to something else. My parents didn't. Never got whooped by my dad.
But so I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna take it back when we were talking about the conversation just a little further. When we were talking about how the spankings matter. They did. But for me,
some kids.
Listen. I've been tackled. I got my butt tore up by my dad, but I've been tackled by my mama.
Mama's on play.
I got tackled by my mama. So one time, when I was 18, we were getting ready to graduate, and I was trying to get in the military, but I kept on sinking in my ass valve. So it just made me. I started getting a little rebellious. Man, I said something bad. Man, my mom. I ain't never seen somebody hit you in the face and drop you at the same time with the other arm. And I didn't know then. I learned then that my mom could fight. And I had never seen a fight. But
yeah.
But my dad, I'm just saying, everything about him was so scary on making a mistake back then when I was coming up with my stepdad. But like again, I wasn't the spirit kid that used to like get into stuff. I didn't have the spirit of me to be like, man, I'm about to go do this and do that. Now my friends, they did, and they went through it. I just wasn't attracted to it because I didn't like the consequences of stuff, and I didn't like the what if or what happens. Yeah. I was scared of the what if.
And I too think that's also a part of the problem is that kids, I just saw Crinky's message. I'm gonna read it, but the consequence is not, held out long enough, or let's say they'll get something in the midst of a punishment. You don't go out and buy the kid new shoes and new outfits after they just got in trouble at school.
Them used to be the worst.
Where's the rationale in that? But also the consequences.
The two people I told that's in prison now, that's what their mom used to do for them.
Yeah,
they did wrong. They still had a new J's coming to school.
Yeah, it's like that makes no sense. They're not learning anything.
Yeah, they both in prison though.
But let's see, and I think everything.
Wait, that's because they would enable the child. He was already bad. They were able to give him what he want. And
I used to work with a kid that way.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Me and the other teachers in the class, we were like, no, you don't buy. The kid is doing what we ask him to do in school. Why isn't he minding you at home? Because we handle him a certain way. We make sure that the consequences that we say we follow out. The things that you want to do, you have to earn those things. This was a behavior school, but nevertheless, but yet the mom is like, no, we had to really get him on because he was actually literally about to jump on the mama. We were like, you gonna jump on your mama in front of us? Absolutely not. Anyway.
But I'm going to say, just on a side note, I think people are tired. I'm going to say black people and white and all other cultures are tired of the issues that problem black kids are causing. Like I told you, it's not the adults. It's the young kids with the entitlement spirit.
Creaky said consequences need to be open-ended. Time limits are too easy to manipulate. And I agree. And it's just pretty much when having to be able to see a true change, it's going to take at least 90 days. In order for you.
What's the change for this to change from what we see dealing with now in the world?
Whatever the problem is at home with that particular household and that particular kid, it can be an array of things. But see, also it needs to be a tag team with the school, home, and community. All of it is we work together. Now, not the school trying to do this, and then when the child goes home, there's no consequence for your behavior at school. Or the kid is doing something in the community, and then when they get home, there's no consequence. Everybody needs to be on the same page.
Oh, like a community kind of vibe, like back in the day?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
if the kid is
Do we still
acting
have
up,
that though? Do we still
I
have
mean,
community with
it's
children?
it's hard. People don't want you to
Unless you
talk to
can
their
pay.
kid, but really home and school, of course, are going to work a lot closer than, just people in the community, unless you live next to the person and you have the rapport. But I honestly feel like overall it's home, it's the home situation, the school and the home working together, and the parents working with the teachers, working with the principals versus it being against one another. It should be working together
I got
and accepting the fact that your kid has done this thing. Because I mean, really, I don't know a bad teacher. I don't know a
me
teacher
either.
that is not
I don't
going
know a
to
bad school.
put the work in to try to help support a kid with whatever grade, academic subject it is. But when there's no work, when you're not working together, it makes it a lot harder. So it's home and it's the will of the kid. That's what I feel.
John, I don't know if you're telling the truth or you just trolling, but that's tough because I had a homeboy like that. Like his dad would like just swing on him. I'm like, man, a grown man punch to a young boy is like the fist of God knocking at you.
Yeah.
So that's a suck thing. Parents, you don't supposed to swing on your kids.
So what is something that can turn this mindset of people around? Because it's a generation now that's coming up that's thinking this way. What can change
I
and
want to know what to
shift
change
this before it goes too far and then it gets worse and then people start retaliating and taking the matters in their own hands?
We were talking about that.
We're moving that way.
We were talking about that. There has to be a divide of now we're going to separate there will have to be a divide of black culture. I'm not even talking about any other cultures. Black culture in itself, because black culture is going to be next to the N-word culture. We're going to live next to them, so we're seeing them more than any other culture. It's you right there merged together a lot of times. It has to be a clear divide between us and them people. That will separate things because now them people no longer see that us don't support them. Things will start changing that way because you're going to start feeling so ostracized by your own folks.
I mean,
I believe that will have to be the divide. And I believe that we will eventually get there if things keep running on the same way.
Yeah.
But
and now,
go ahead.
I think that's Anuinbez. I hope I said your name right. No, I don't condone abuse either.
No. You shouldn't be hitting. You shouldn't be punching on a kid, man.
Truth. I do.
Shouldn't be punching on a kid.
I do support discipline, and I support parents that discipline their kids, and I also know that it's called corporal punishment, means spankings. Some kids don't react to that. I mean, they don't respond. So we have to switch it up and say, okay, now let's try something else because this isn't working for your kid, and then it could turn into that if you continue. So no, but I do feel that discipline and consequences for negative behavior is very relative and needed, as well as positive praise, encouragement, cheering them on, all those good things. But I feel like it's the home and it's the will of the kid. What is people being more vocal about it, but also saying, Alexa, cancel.
Was she right now?
Oh. I feel like it's more people just being more vocal about it. And yes, of course, continuing to pray, for them, but being, vocal about it as much as you feel comfortable with, because people don't even feel comfortable by saying things to these people in public because it turns from 0 to 100 so fast. It's going to be a physical confrontation.
Oh, you talking about if people try to address? No, that ain't the way to do it.
No, so not really addressing them, but just being vocal on our platforms,
Travell, I don't know if you trolling. I don't know why you got something planned for us to do. Anytime y'all getting off live, you got something planned for us. But keep going.
We don't have a set time. We typically go for an hour. He could be asking that for that reasons, but we're going to be on.
Yeah, we go until we stop talking. Until we run out of stuff to talk about.
But I think it's going to fizzle itself out, just like the what was that thing you said was going to fizzle itself out? That's kind of fading off, especially since she didn't get elected in the as president.
Oh, like all that BLM and all that woke stuff.
Yeah, that's dying down because of the leadership that we have.
All that wokeness. If y'all notice, that wokeness stuff has died back a lot. Nobody ain't excited talking about that anymore.
The more that this behavior is consequented, and not glorified, meaning how the law they're being handled by the law, and then they're realizing that no one is going to entertain it, and it's costing them time, money, freedom, and things. You know what I'm saying? That's what I feel like. Over time, it's going to fizzle itself down
Yeah.
because no one is going to continue to engage.
The key is we have to keep things in politics has to keep flowing like they're flowing, so that the people that are with this wicked mindset don't bring it back, allowing all these crazies to come in and feel comfortable because they feel like they're protected by their president.
Yeah, the laws have changed. So the theft laws now have been reduced, where it used to be, and some states may have had it stay the same, but now people are going to jail if they go in there and steal and all this stuff, where for a minute they weren't calling because nothing happened. So yeah, that's what I feel. Okay, what's your next topic that you want to talk about next?
Hey, if y'all see at the bottom, all my people. Hold on, let me see. I'm gonna see what Chris said. Working with children. How is overall mental health in the Black household? Working with he's asking you, like, since you work with the kids, how is the overall mental health in the Black household?
Well, it just really depends on where what are we talking about? Low income families? Are we talking about the middle class, or are we talking about the upper middle class? But I feel like overall it can be in a good place if the parents, and once again, finances are a big thing. Resources are big things as to why, some of the kids do what they do. Not all, because you have kids that have resources that still do these things because, they want to be known, or they want to be famous, based off social media and the culture now, how things are going. But it depends. It really depends. In your low income families, is it a 2-parent family? Is the values are going to be instilled by the parents. So overall, in regards to mental health, that's a tough one. Once again, which income bracket are we talking about? Because that truly makes a difference as to the resources and the mindset.
I was just going to say that the resources, which are the ones that need it. Because if you got the resource, you can get the kid the help. Or if not, then you're just trying to wash it off and just trying to, because you can't really help the kid, you try to normalize them like they don't need help when that's a problem.
Right. Yeah, I saw The Purge. But
who is this? This is one of my nephews on here.
But yeah, I just think that overall, the more resources a family is able to have access to and actually utilize, the overall wellness will be for the household. Even a single parent home is still a good home for a kid if the resources are available.
Yeah.
And time. The parent is putting the time in.
Yeah.
You can have all the resources, but the parent is absent from the kid because they're always going to work. Then that's that piece of the puzzle is missing.
It is. But in that situation, what do? A person that's one of those situations like, now that goes into the mom.
But just know that kids only need one person in their life, and it doesn't have to even be a family member or a sibling. One person is all a kid needs to be successful or to be resilient. To say, hey, they going to school, they're talking to this janitor, or they're going to school talking to a counselor, the teacher, they have a friend at school that's giving them encouragement every day, a classmate. It can be the nutrition lady, it can be the cafeteria person. It could be someone in the after school program. One person that this kid is seeing on a consistent basis that's imparting wellness, words, kindness, giving them a hug or a pat on the back or a high five, telling the kid, no, it's okay, don't, that's what kids need.
Yeah.
That one person, and research supports that. So.
And with the support on that segue, all my people on here that's 65 or older, or know somebody 65 or older, and they're looking for help with Medicare, look below. Reach out to Chapter. Super easy, super quick. Will help you at the drop of a dime. No hassle, no bias.
They take their time going over the plans specifically for you. You're not going to be forced into anything. You're going to know exactly what it is that you need and that you'll be getting. It's going, and the reps are real people, the real people, and you'll see the cost and the savings that you'll have just by connecting with a chapter representative.
For sure.
So
a good role model. Wait, is that? Good moral?
You can move on. My next thing is
What's
Trump and pardons.
Oh yeah.
And I heard we're gonna talk about him last, but I heard he gives some incentives about. It's been some conversations that he is considered, or he's thinking. What I heard today directly is that he wants to, tap into all the facts. So I'm going to definitely respond on a tweet. It's like, you can't send a tweet just on somebody's page, so you have to reply. And he doesn't have anything on his page about that. But I'm definitely going to message and maybe even email, because absolutely not.
You don't think?
Do not pardon that man. He is a horrible person.
You don't think President Trump should pardon Diddy?
Absolutely not. He needs to pay for the things that he did to people, men and women. I don't care if it was domestic. He was a horrible person. Let him go and serve his time, like Epstein had to serve his time, or was on the way serving his time. Let him go and serve some time to think about those things and have time to change behind bars.
You kind of didn't even warm the crowd up. You just went right into it.
Well, I said Trump and pardons, and then you mentioned Diddy.
So we're supposed to segue in the conversation. She went to level 10 without even letting y'all know what the conversation about.
I have been following that case. I'm sorry. I have been following that case, and people can say whatever they want to say.
So she's been following the Diddy stuff. I haven't.
I have.
But the thing that we're having the conversation now is because it's been talked that President Trump is considered that it's a possibility that he would free Diddy.
Well, he's going to be the last person. I was going to talk about Hoover, NBA YoungBoy first, and then Diddy. You brought Diddy up, so that's why.
It kind of still goes together because Trump just freed YoungBoy, NBA YoungBoy. He just freed Larry Hoover, which was the co-founder of the GDs in Chicago, and now the conversation is, okay, so you freed Diddy. I mean, you freed Hoover. You freed NBA. You freed Kodak Black. You freed a lot of these artists.
Not the same. You can't.
So I have a chance. Even though this is what the problem I have with Diddy and his attorneys. Diddy was shown on that interview talking to Hillary Clinton. And I think that was Hillary Clinton and somebody else talking about how Trump is a monster and
that's the clip I want to attach.
And men like Trump and blah blah blah. But now all your issues have been put on the table, and you sitting up in the jail cell, and now you saying go to Trump because Trump will still free me. And then they're saying Trump was saying, like, they trying to make it look like Trump, like they were freeing, so he'll free them. You see how they kind of paint that picture?
No, Trump. What I heard today is that he needs to listen to all the facts. But I'm definitely going to send him a message on Twitter or an email or whatever email address that they have, because I have a lot to say about that. Absolutely not. Do not pardon this man. He has not learned one thing. And they're talking about his lawyers want to deem a mistrial. Mistrial for what? All these witnesses have come in on behalf of the prosecution telling their stories. This man was horrible to his employees.
But that's
horrible to the girl. Wait, no. Horrible to these women who still stayed around. Nevertheless, I'm not talking about that.
Yeah.
He was a horrible person, and he needs to be in jail and think about what he's done to these people. Even his artists, the man, how was he able to get away with this stuff for so long? He was just a horrible person.
She is so emotionally tied to this situation.
I am. Every time I listen
so you're right, John. Hoover ain't free. I say free, but commuted, and he just gets a little bit more freedom in his state jail than being free. Now, he's never going to see the sun unless they can talk to whoever the mayor is and somebody can free him, just say, let the old man out. But as it is today, he just gets more phone calls and he gets to be more free around the prison than he was in federal prison when he's locked down. But no, they were also saying, it's also saying that it's going to be a big can of worms if Diddy gets out.
Exactly. That's why I said absolutely
it's
not,
tough.
Because he and the charges they have to charge him on, but they're saying even the state crimes he had, just like with the Hoover situation, he still has state crimes that he won't be able to be pardoned from. He's still going to have to finish whatever the state charges him. But he said, it was said that if the verdict is guilty, then, he would tap into the case. But no. The man needs to be in jail for what he did. And that's just the bottom line. I don't care about the women, what they did, what their intent was, their motive. He was trash to those women. And he does not deserve to be free. Let him show change.
But what is that?
Let him show change.
I'm not saying. So this a bad dude. Yeah, he's not a good dude. But my question is, by you having these, so we already know this is a big spiritual issue. It's a big spiritual problem. But by you having it being a situation that with relationships, what would deem a man to stay in jail because you had some problem with some women and you were doing freaky, wild, disgusting stuff? But what does that keep somebody? How does that keep somebody in prison?
The racketeering and the SA are the crimes. The domestic violence, they didn't. I think the statute of limitations has passed on domestic violence. And I'm gonna shout out Tisa Tales. That young lady is doing it. I'm listening to her videos. She's in the courtroom, and I really like how she's covering it. She has, with the legal aspect to it, she's explaining certain things that can be deemed as RICO charges, and that's what they're going for, the RICO and the SA. And just listening to what she says in regards to their testimonies, my heart goes out even to the men that testified. Even to the men that testified.
He said, you're gonna put me on the couch.
Even to the men that testified who worked with him. And, it was just horrible. And for it to have gone on for so long, I'm surprised these women didn't try to take him down, on the low. As horrible as the person he was. I'm like, how did God allow him to stay around and do people this way? Yes, how did God allow him to still be around?
You think God was in that?
No, God is not. No, he's not. I'm saying,
God was like,
but Epstein got pulled in for his crimes.
And where's Epstein now?
I know that, but still, well, the debate is out. We just heard from Bongino and your boy Patel.
They were covering that. They're covering that situation.
Yeah, but anyway.
But I say that
it just burns me up to hear.
As nasty and terrible as this dude is, as bad as this dude is, I think they're gonna somehow he gonna get a lot of privilege. He gonna get a Larry Hoover situation. Well, I believe that they're gonna somehow they're gonna find loopholes, and that man gonna get some. He gonna have to do time, but he ain't gonna have to do a lot of time. He gonna do time, but he ain't gonna do a lot of time. Watch.
I said okay, if they start talking,
but it's start going. But you go to
about it. I'm sending the email and I'm
posting
on Twitter.
She said so. She's gonna email President Trump.
Or I'm gonna post it on his Twitter page or send him a message
to tell him not to free.
No,
I don't need none of his goon people coming knocking on our door.
It wouldn't be because please, I absolutely love President Trump.
No, not our president, but the goon did his goon people.
Please, I could care less. I could care less, and all the more reason why he doesn't need to be free, because the people who've been testifying against him for the prosecution. Please, they already saw the man was trying to do some behind the scenes paying off people while he was on trial from the very beginning. That man does not deserve to be free, and that's it. That's all I gotta say.
I knew this. It was going to come to where they're going to try to put Trump in it to get him out because they know Trump. All Trump got to do is sign the paper.
Yeah, but that's going to be on the federal charges, but not on the states. What I'm learning,
he got both. He got federal and state charges.
Yeah, that's what she was saying today. Yeah. So if you want to get some real behind the scenes, great coverage, she's breaking it down. She's giving you the input.
Yeah, Olivia said that's what I saw Olivia say that, and I don't know how to pronounce the young lady's name or Zamra. I don't know, but she said that they're going to pardon czar, which is the black lady who Trump freed some years ago and made her the pardon czar. They feel like they're gonna bring him to Trump. They're gonna bring Trump to her, and that's what's been said that she's gonna make that connection between Diddy and Trump. But
Trump still have to. He said he was going to look at the facts. Well, I'm going to definitely have my little video ready of what Diddy said.
Unfortunately, this we are for Trump. We support Trump on this channel, my boy.
And I really, really, feel that Trump is going to use his senses. He's going to think. He's a thinker. He's not just going to sign a pen just because he ain't just pardoning folk now. He's being strategic about who he's pardoning. And I just don't feel that, this would be a person. I would be very upset.
You want to be that voice that stops it from happening?
I'm going to send my letter. Look, I was on Twitter today. I was like, how do you send this message? All I see is his messages. You can't send a message on somebody else's Twitter page. So I guess you just have to respond to the chain reply, right? You have to respond and reply in the chain.
Could you imagine?
No. Quit throwing the subject.
I'm talking about the same thing.
Can you send a message on somebody's Twitter page, brand new? No, you have to only reply to their chain, right? Okay. So then and the stuff that he has right now is nothing related. So I say, well, do I wait for him to post about this, or do I just either find the email address that he has that people can send their concerns?
So Olivia said she don't think that the new partners will recommend Diddy. I saw her talk about everything. Her team evaluated Diddy is too dangerous to the public.
Exactly. Thank you, Olivia. That's what I feel. This man, please, he waiting to get out. That's why they scooped him up so fast and wouldn't let him out, because they already knew all these people. Please,
man, I pray. I don't know. Some situations just, yeah, you can't. I mean, on the sexual stuff with the women, I can't say nothing. But on the other stuff, that's really criminal high level stuff. No, you can't bring them.
And I'm not making I'm not making my judgments and opinions and views off of his sexual preferences. I mean, dirty, nasty, that's how you roll. But the way he treated people is what gets me, and how he treated the women.
But that still don't deem somebody locked up.
No, how he abused them. Mm-hmm. Plus, that's what they're trying to prove, the criminal enterprise, and how he ruined people's careers. How he treated his staff and assistant. He was a horrible person.
Yeah.
Period.
No, he was. I don't respect the fact of how he used to talk about Trump, and then now you want him to save you. No. You were with Hillary Clinton and all that.
Okay, so that's what I had to say. So even with Hoover, he pardoned him, but I mean, now that was a sad situation. I mean, 200 years. That's like, forget it.
No, well, at least he can call his children and talk to his people about 4 or 5 times in a day for about 15 minutes and walk free in the general population.
I mean, growth, because Chicago. How do you stay in solitary confinement for that long and then not lose your mind?
I don't know, but I ain't really want to go in far into that one.
Okay, but still, an NBA YoungBoy, we didn't talk about,
But we got, because I don't really have information on YoungBoy. I just know the thing on Hoover.
You don't, but I do.
Go ahead.
How about that? Okay. No, but we talking about the pardon. We're not just going to breeze by it. Hoover, yes, he pardoned Hoover.
But it's nothing to talk about with YoungBoy.
No, there is, but I'm glad that he's out. I hope that now he's going to make some better choices since he's been pardoned. And one of the guidelines for the pardon is he's not supposed to have any weapons. So hopefully he's going to stick with it. But I am, I'm glad that he's out, because he's a young male and he's got his whole life ahead of him. And a lot of these young people look up to him. I want him to change some things about his music, though. He has a great sound. I got to skim through a lot of them songs. I don't listen to his music like I used to, but there are some songs he's telling you about how he feels, the things that he went through. However, I want him to stay free.
Okay, babe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Mm-hmm.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
When she go off, she be like, I'm gonna say some stuff.
Don't do that.
Stop. All right.
Anyway,
I think we ended on a good note.
Doge. That was my last point. I wanted to hear about Elon. Elon, what do you know about Elon stepping back a little bit?
No, Elon got to go run business. He got Doge that's stepping in place, that's doing their thing. Elon he's got a lot. He got so much money. He got a big money business to run. So he couldn't sit there with Trump the entire time and do that. Eventually, now, if that was his only job, then he'd be that entire time. But you got multi-billion-dollar businesses. You got to go run business. And that's what it is. But it wasn't meant for him to stay that entire time. It was meant for him to get a system in play. And they got a system in play.
Was his supposed to be last day.
Yeah, but he stayed. Yeah, he stayed long.
It's not the 30th of May yet. May 30th hasn't come yet.
Today is the 30th.
Is it?
Yeah, look at the computer.
Okay. So the team is still going to continue.
Yeah, he had a black eye. Yeah, he got a black eye. One of them women. That's Elon's issue. You trying to deal with all the women, my boy. One of them poked in that eye. Now that was totally different from that. I believe that one of them women hit him. Because he live a little more free when it comes to the women and all this stuff like that. So it looked like somebody. And I'm sure that wasn't his son. That was one of the women that died at that eye.
Olivia, if he did, I'm not aware of it. He may have. He's got a lot of songs. He just started releasing some new songs here recently. But If so, right, I'm sure he has changed his viewpoint if he did say something about, negative about Trump in one of his songs. I don't know that to be true.
Who, young boy?
She said she had mentioned that, but yeah,
Hmm.
I mean, now, he's gonna do well. But in regards to Elon, at least I hope so. Elon, is done. But he's gonna.
No, man, shout out for Elon doing what he did and said it. And then not only did he do it, he left something behind so it will keep on running, and so he can go ahead and do his thing. Yeah. Which is no respect.
That's good. I mean, most definitely.
How long it's been? Like 6 months? Yeah, about 6 months.
We would have never known this stuff if Doge had not gotten in to do what they're doing, and that's just the real. So I'm glad, and I'm glad that his team is still going to continue to be in there and keep combing through and saving us our dollars.
Could you imagine Elon, as richest man in the world, a woman is scratched at your eye before you go on stage?
Got the richest one of the richest men in the world got baby mama drama.
Yo, that's crazy.
Baby's mama dramas.
Like Macron off that airplane when his wife kind of smushed his face right before he was about to walk out of the airplane.
Ooh.
You see that? When Macron, he was getting off the airplane, she smushed him, and he still was out there where the camera could see him get off the plane.
What happened?
You didn't see that?
I saw the news. I didn't click on the video. I just saw. I was like, oh.
I know everybody saw. Everybody saw that thing.
They had to do right by the wife.
Hold on. I know everybody saw that thing with Macron.
So what do y'all think happened to his eye?
I'm gonna just show this before, because I know we getting close to the end of the live, but I want to show this with Macron.
What happened to his eye?
No, you keep talking.
Yeah, what happened to Elon's eye? No. What did he do?
It's the shove being seen around the world. Emmanuel Macron whacked in the face by his wife. The plane door opens during a state visit to Vietnam.
Wait, everybody show it again. Look.
Macron's red sleeve come into frame.
Embarrassing. Embarrassing.
He seems
had both hands.
Then
embarrassing, y'all.
When he realizes cameras are.
And the assistant, the flight attendant was like, okay, let me get my thoughts together because this was right. Well, what do y'all think happened to Elon? I mean, hey.
Same thing like Macron. He got scratched. Hey, because we know what Elon is doing to the government. We don't know what Elon got going on at the house.
Wow. I didn't know that, Anastasia.
But maybe it wasn't. Maybe he could have walked into a rocket or something. Maybe he could have. One of the kids could have been playing him, hit him too close. But that looked like he got hit by one of the women. He got a few little women trouble things going on out there. But
I didn't know he had as many kids as he did. So that situation came up.
Well, he said he wanted to populate the earth.
Well, obviously.
All right.
But last thing Anastasia said, Trump's feds caught 3 of 10 most wanted. And no, I didn't know that. You talking about the guys who escaped the prison in Louisiana?
Was that the prison, Anastasia? Was that the people that ran out the prison that got out? Mayor of Icy said, make sure the door's closed.
Right.
Hey, shout out to Trump, man. That dude is something else. He is something else.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't you pardon Diddy?
Yeah. You don't want your right. You don't want your business.
Him.
You don't want your marital business. When you hunt in a public eye like that, you don't want your to be embarrassed by your spouse. That looks like because it makes it look like if you get embarrassed like that, would you embarrass us as a country? Like, would you? How can you, if you ain't got your house together, how you gonna go out there and run? That's how they it'll be looked at as a because how you get mushed on two where the camera's pointing at?
2 hands. She had both hands. But the thing is, men gotta to know what to say to the women in public. Don't because all women just not gonna
Macron look like
and not gonna say nothing.
Macron looked like he was just fresh off a line of coke when he got pushed and how he looked in that camera.
I remember that, Olivia. That's what I thought he was talking about. That's why I was like, oh, okay. Yeah.
Macron did a deep dive. Candace Owens did a deep dive on Macron's wife being trans. Oh, trans.
Mm-hmm. You didn't know that?
She was trans, the one that mushed him?
Mm-hmm.
He's with a trans woman?
Allegedly. Candace did a deep dive about that. I mean, she got they
like trans or like how they be saying like Michelle got a penis kind of thing.
No, it's for real. She did a whole deep dive like she did on Kamala's grandparents and parents and all them. She went in and You know, go back and look on her channel.
That's what they're saying. They're saying other people, she really isn't a woman. Really?
Right.
Boy, you completely, I can't respect respect your country. Because what is he, Canada?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely can't
but
respect
it's
you, my
allegedly.
Yeah.
Supposedly. But yeah, this has been good.
That has been fun.
This has been good. We're gonna check the mic system. I want to know what's going on with mine.
I don't know.
Can y'all hear me now?
After we jump off, I'm gonna restart and then test and do a recording. It's probably gonna work perfectly fine.
Yeah, but we didn't want to restart.
I didn't want to lose y'all.
No, thank you guys for hopping on. It's been good. You got something else you want to say?
No, I ain't. Thank y'all for supporting us. Everybody who still need Medicare help or know somebody need Medicare help, jump. We got the link down for chapter, and we appreciate y'all. And y'all have a good old day. What time is it now? If you're in California, we at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
But everyone else is probably like East Coast, probably like 11.
No, but it's gonna be 12 midnight on the East Coast.
12. Okay.
Hit 9. Yeah.
All
right, great people. Subscribe to the channel if you are not already a family member.
If y'all ain't did it already,
like this video.
Right. Speaking of that, before you go, if you are watching this video or watching this live and you aren't subscribed, go over and subscribe right now. Might as well not even waste your time. Just go right over and subscribe while you on here.
And we are on Twitch now.
Oh yeah.
Streaming on Twitch. Go to our
Tell them
Twitch
channel name. Channel
is Play and Live _B&J.
Well,
BJ.
It's Play and Live right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
so Play and Live, we do more of our fun stuff because a lot.
You got an underscore back there, right?
Yeah, it's on the end.
So Play and Live _
on Twitch.
Yeah, so you get to see more of our lifestyle, some of the fun things that we do, and some different type of reactions. So, yeah, go there and follow us. Also, I'm on Twitch too. I am Georgia Nee. Want to check me out? I got some things empowerment, youth, as well as a little lifestyle.
All right, we'll see y'all. We appreciate y'all. Love y'all. See you on the next one.